It's you talk, baby.
You Talk family, what go on? What go on? This your boy D and that boy E with another live show of You Talk. And y'all know how we start off every show. It ain't no us. Without you, baby.
Throw that thing up,
baby. Throw it up, E. Ray. What's going on?
It's all there.
Kane,
what Jesus say? It's all there.
It's all there. Okay, that's what it is. That's what's up, man. Kane Nation, what's going on? What's going on? I know it's been a minute. Y'all know how we do it, man. Happy New Year's to everybody, man. Bringing it in, man. Happy New Year's to everybody. Hope you had a safe and happy New Year, man. We're going to do the quick shout-outs, man, but I'm not doing everybody tonight because we got some stuff to get into, man. So the first shout-out of the night always go to my boy, Mr. King Judge himself. Mr. King Judge.
DJ Production is in the building.
King Judge, what's going on, man? What's going on? E. Gray say, what up? And I want to give a birthday shout-outs, man. I want to give a couple special birthday shout-outs, man. Shout out and happy birthday, man, to Miss Antoinette Butler, man. John Jones and my little homeboy TP the Prophet, man. Shout out to TP the Prophet. What it do? And we got like 3 Kane family members' birthdays that I want to shout out, man. Shout out to Oscar Griffiths, Eric Reynolds, and Scott Slides, man. Happy birthday on behalf of You Talk and Kane Nation, man. Hope you guys enjoyed your day, man. So we're going to jump into it. What's that, E. Gray?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man. So, look here, man. We finna get into it tonight. We're going straight in tonight. Me and E. Gray got some topics. We got some things we want to discuss, man. E. Gray, first thing I want to get into, man. Nkosi Perry, E. Gray, man. Nkosi. You know I'm a big fan of Nkosi, man. You know I always like Nkosi, but he's transferring. Put his name in the transfer portal. I want to get your thoughts on that, man. What you think about that?
God bless the young man. Thank you for your services. We appreciate you. You got your degree. Feel like you can better yourself at another place and get some playing time. I commend you on that. And if you can do that, I wish him well. I wish him well. And he's been a pretty much a upstanding, student athlete while he was at Miami. And he brought a lot to the program for the most part. Wish him well, man. Hey, good luck. Good luck. But kind of crowded in that quarterback room, so I get it.
Yeah, it's crowded in the quarterback room, E. Gray, man, and that's my thing with him too, man. I think Nkosi, man, with all of the stuff that he had to endure, man, his freshman year, big dog, he was kind of immature when he first got to the school. I think that he still didn't let that get him down, man. He came back, and we seen him come in big games. We seen him perform, and yep. I just thought that he was a true Kane, man. He just was a true Kane. He didn't never just want to,
Absolutely. And you know what? I feel like he is a true Kane, and he always will be. But I understand the fact with what he's trying to do from a football standpoint. He wants an opportunity to shine, and I think he made the best decision for his future as far as having the opportunity. He has another year of eligibility. He needs to go somewhere where he can shine. I don't know what school it's going to be. But hopefully it's a good school for him, and I wish him well. It's just not with us because, let's just face it, Derek King, even with the injury, and I told you he tore his ACL, even before they reported it, but he has an opportunity to come back by fall camp. But then we got them other young boys, not to mention Garcia, who we just signed this year. It's a crowded quarterback.
But my question to you is, I get what you're saying, but do we want to take a chance on Derek King, not like you saying, possibly being healthy when the season starts? I know they're saying that he's supposed to be back, for fall camp. Will he be right when fall camp comes back around? And if he's not, relying on some freshman quarterbacks to go into the first game of the season against Alabama, what's your thoughts on that?
TBD, what they say, TBD is that guy. Well, if he is that guy, we're going to see him. We're going to see through spring. We're going to see through summer. They have the opportunity to all push themselves to the front of the line. Feel what I'm saying? Derek King is not going to be in spring. He's not going to really be in summer. He's going to, with the technology they have, he'll bounce back from that ACL quicker and bounce back probably be even better than, what it was 20 years ago. I wish Derek King the best, and hopefully he can bounce back and be our leader. At the same time, hey man, cats go down every week, baby. You know what I'm saying? Every week. And people got to step up. Just so happens it's the end of the season, bowl game he went down, which was terrible. But TVD was everybody putting the stock in, this big recruit, Garcia, that everybody wants to put stock in. Now is their time to shine. So let's see y'all shine, and let's see what you got. And if you that guy, step up. If you TVD, you got to be like, hey, I love you. De'Aaron King, rooting for you. But I got the ball in my hand now, and I ain't getting this bitch up. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, me too.
So we just got to wait and see. We got to wait and see what these boys is working with. But what I'm saying is it's not a bad thing. Competition is never a bad thing. Never in sports has it ever been a bad thing.
Oh, I totally agree with you, man. Shout out to J.R. Hayes, man. He in the building.
Yo, what up, J.R. Hayes, my guy? What up, dude?
I'm still mad at you, JR, man. You owe me a new couch, man. You made me spit out all my Heineken, man, with that comment you made. I think that was on New Year's Day. You a whole fool, boy. Shout out to Cuban Kane. What's going on, Cuban Kane?
What up, dude?
Cuban Kane in the building, man. But I totally agree with you, man. It's just like I said. I was just wondering, man. Like you said, I meant to say spring. I think I said fall. Would he be healthy, for the spring when he comes back? But that's my whole thing, man. Just, I hate that Nkosi left because I wanted it to be an open competition because he definitely looks good in Red Lashley's offense. And but I totally understand why he feel like he wants to leave because, like you say, they got all of their chips into these, TVD from last year and the freshman that's going to be coming in this year, Jeff Garcia. So I get it. But moving on, man. Brevin Jordan going pro, opting to go pro. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that? I'm going to give you the first go.
Well, I mean, selfishly, I would have loved for him to stay. Selfishly. But when you consider, probably top 3 tight end, top 4, I saw some things that had him top 5 tight end, top 4. Let's just face it. A healthy Brevin Jordan, probably top 1 or 2 tight ends.
Oh, definitely.
He's ready for the league. It's just a matter of him staying healthy. I don't know what his body's like. He's got to stay healthy. He can play for anybody in the league. The boy got skills, man. Mm-hmm. He got the body. He got good hands. Not great hands. He has good hands. But he has the aggressiveness, and he can block and do all things. He's going to be good in the league, and I wish him well. And I think he'll be taken in the top 3 rounds. He'll be taken in within the first 3 rounds. And I wish him well. He's a hurricane. Selfishly, I wish he would have stayed. But we got Will Mallory, and we got another young buck coming in, and we got some depth.
Yeah, you still got Larry Hodges. You got Larry Hodges, man.
You got depth.
You got a Royal coming in. You got Khalil Brantley, man. You got those guys coming in. I'm with you. I wish he would have stayed for my own selfish reasons too. I just wish that he would have came back for just one more year, man, because he was hurt.
Year, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He was hurt a lot, man, last year, man. But like you say, he should be a top 10 pick.
I think honestly, I think De'Aaron King injury made him be like,
I got to go in and get the hell on.
Hey,
let me go in and go get that bag. Right.
Hey, Brevin say, shit, let me go get this bag.
Yeah, most definitely.
But I'm not mad at him. Let me tell you something, man. As a former athlete and everything, man, just playing ball, man, go get the bag. Go get the bag.
Right.
I'm not mad at, so I would never be mad at any young man that go get that bag, man. He's a hurricane for life, orange and green through and through, baby. Hey, man, shit, go get the bag.
Most definitely.
Never have you ever heard me ever be mad at someone leaving the program to go pro.
Most definitely.
I can give my opinion on saying, well, your ass ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? But I can't sit here and tell you that Brevin Jordan ain't ready. Because from a physical standpoint, it is what it is.
Phone callers. I'm going to take the calls. We got Larry Frank coming on at 8:30. I'm going to hold the calls to 3 minutes because we're only going to have an hour show tonight. So we're going to be breezing through everything, man. So Everybody be respectful of the 3 minutes, man. When you come into the show, man, it's you talk. Call us, state your name and where you're calling from.
I have to call in because my Dolphins lost, so I'm gonna let you and
Oh.
I thought did they lose? Did they lose? Hey, did they lose? I didn't know they lost. They're not in the playoffs. They didn't beat Buffalo last weekend.
Let him say his name and where he's from.
Yeah, he didn't answer that for y'all. Caller, could you please state your name and where you're calling from?
You know who this is.
No.
No,
But the viewers don't know. They want to hear who it is.
Man. I mean, I'm having hard issues hearing you right now. I'm at church right now.
Oh, okay. What callers? What callers? Well, since he can't hear, I'll tell you who it is, caller. This is Mr. Cuban Kane, Mr. the Dolphin Man, THEU, Mr. Cuban Kane. E-Gray, I could have sworn they was going to beat Buffalo last week, but E-Gray, what was the final score in that game? Do you remember?
Ass whooping.
Well, okay, that's all we...
That's all it is.
Hold on, my 3 minutes up.
No, it ain't. We got an exception for you. Hold on. Hold on.
Hey, started yet, Cuban Kane. Hey, Cuban Kane, I got a spot on the couch next to me and D during the playoffs. Neither one of our teams in the playoffs.
Tell him again. I told him he was going to be sitting right beside me. Didn't I tell him, E-Gray?
Yep.
3 minutes up. 3 minutes
No, it ain't.
up. Sorry.
Talk to us, man.
I was just calling to get my beating from both of y'all. So 3 minutes up. See, I ran my word and I called.
Well, look here. We want to get your quick thoughts on, man, Nkosi transfer, and also Patrick Joyner too, man. But he stayed hurt a lot, man. But what's your thoughts on Nkosi leaving?
I need the 2-8s, number 6, and 53 out the program. That's all I care about the offseason. I don't care about no defensive coordinator or any. I just need the 2-8s, number 6, and number 53 out the program. That's all I'm waiting for. Outside of that, I don't care who we hire. I don't care anything else because, I mean, these guys, pretty much lost us a bowl game, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and, they almost lost us other games. So I just can't deal with those guys anymore. It doesn't matter who the defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator is. This program has been the same. It's just we got to eliminate these scrubs, man. I'm sorry. I don't want to call.
Hey, listen, I'm with you, Cuban Kane. I'm with you, bro. It's a real show. Say it, man. Because if you don't say it, me and E-Gray gonna say it. I agree.
Everybody's worried about Manning this, Manning that. Yeah, whatever, man. But some of these players is like, come on, man. You got to catch this damn ball. Like he could have gave Kosi a bigger, bag in the off season, right? But now, he's still gonna go to a nice spot. But the 2-8s, number 6, and 53, they gotta go.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all I got. I just called in real quick because I didn't talk that much trash in the football season. I knew the Dolphins weren't going to the playoffs. I've been saying that since the beginning of time. You guys are just hyping it up. So but.
Oh, hell no.
You hear him, right? You hear him, right?
I let you go that easy. Hell no. Talk shit about my damn Falcons all year. And I know we ain't shit. I know it. But goddamn it, you talk about your Dolphins like you was the world beaters and you was the 72, but the 72.5. You know what I'm saying? Something like that, Dolphins. 72.5, Dolphins.
Who has a better record?
I can't let you slide like that. You're on the couch with me. You goddamn watch the draft. At least you got the Houston Texans pick, and you got another first round pick, and all that. So you're in good shape. Yeah. You're in good shape. And while we got you on the phone, let me ask you a question. And I would love. I wish Dolphin Derek was on here, but let me ask y'all Dolphins fans something. Do you believe in the tour? The tour that you all feel so good about? Do you believe in the tour?
No.
Do you believe in the tour?
Deb, you can tell them. I never.
Yeah. Cuban Kane wasn't never on board with Tua, man. He said he don't think Tua's the guy.
Yeah, Tua ain't the guy, but we're gonna take Fields from y'all. Don't worry about it. I know E-Gray, you waiting for Fields to come to Atlanta. That ain't gonna happen. We're gonna take him. So good luck drafting.
I'm not. Look, I just got off the phone with Arthur Blank, and I said, "Look here, Arthur. We got to work out a deal. We got to figure something out. My man is unhappy. He's unhappy, and he's unhappy. And do you know who I'm talking about? I'm talking about the homeboy from the A. I'm talking about Deshaun Watson. I said, man, we got to go get him. We got to relieve him. We give him Matt Ryan for free and give him a draft.
What did he say?
We figure something now.
Peter King said it's gonna the bid starts at 5 first-round draft.
About draft no quarterback.
They asked for how many?
Deshaun Watson to come home.
5 first-round draft. That's what the bid.
I woke up this morning and that was embedded in my dreams. I'm sorry, it was just back there in the back of my head. It's probably not gonna come true. That's what I would like. But anyway, I digress.
You say Peter King? They say they asking for 5 draft pick first round.
First-round draft picks. Yep.
Damn.
Who?
So you got
for Deshaun Watson.
5 first-round draft picks.
Somebody new GM from New England.
Man,
well,
I didn't know that.
Their GM is from New England. You know that, right?
Yeah. But they want 5. So if you got,
let's classify the draft picks. Can you spread them out or what? You know that makes sense. I don't know. Too.
Well, he just signed that big contract, but they trying to make sure they get their money's worth. I tell you that.
You hear me, Cuban Kane? Somebody's gonna pay that ransom.
Yeah, somebody is.
We can't afford it, unfortunately. Atlanta, we can't afford it.
What else you got?
Pay him with love.
What else you got for us, Cuban Kane? We'll get ready to get out of here.
I got nothing else, man. I called just to get my tongue lashed from y'all. That's it, you know.
I didn't get to you too bad, man. You knew you wasn't going to no damn playoffs, man. You know, it was all for the love of fun, man. It wasn't nothing, man.
Oh man. How the Lakers doing?
Hey, we doing good. I lost last night to San Antonio. We didn't play no defense.
Bills, man. There you go. Root for the Buffalo Bills. Bills Mafia.
Yeah. All right, my 3 minutes been up, man. Y'all keeping me here too long. My 3 minutes been up.
Love you, bro.
Go Dolphins. Later.
It's Utah, baby.
Hey, Keisha Hilbert, man. What it do? Keisha Hilbert, what's going on, sweetness?
Dolphin
Derek. Hey, wait, Dolphin Derek. I see Jeffrey O'Neal on here, you know. I'm missing one more person, though. We're missing the one person, the other person, too. Have you forgot?
On here, but he ain't mentioned nothing about Dolphins.
Oh, he ain't gonna say nothing about Dolphins. He ain't gonna say nothing. Oh, but where's your boy? Hold on. Where your boy at, E? Where your boy, E? George Diaz. Wait, George.
George Diaz, it's tour time.
They don't want to talk tonight. They don't want to talk. What's up with him, E? Cuban Kane came on. He did his thing, man. Cuban Kane, don't worry about it, man. Like I said, maybe next year, man. They had 10 wins and still missed the playoffs. But we moving on, though, E. Moving on. Coaching changes, man. What's your thoughts on Ephraim Banda going to Utah State, man? What do you think about that?
Bye, bitch. Shit, because I'm wondering, the reason why I say that is like, is it Banda? You know, is it everybody blaming Blake Baker? But Banda, they 1-2. They 1A and 1B together. Their team was Banda holding Blake Baker back, or I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. And I told you this, D. I told you Blake Baker wasn't going anywhere.
You said it. You said it.
He wasn't going anywhere. So maybe Banda leaving could be a blessing in disguise. But we gotta. I don't know. Because we gotta feel. Have we filled the defensive line coach position yet? Nope. Have we filled the recruitment slot?
The safety,
the defensive back that used to play for us. There was
Mike Rump.
Mike Rump.
He gone.
I don't know, but maybe they were holding us back. You gotta get rid of dead weight. If they want to leave, fuck them. Go. They feel like the position or there's something better for them out there. Let them go. Let them go. Bring in new blood. We wanted changes on the defense. Now we're getting supplemental changes in the sense that we didn't really create. They wanted to leave, bring in new blood and see what happens. We had a good recruitment class on the defense side of the ball. Let's just see where it goes.
But I'm tripping on Banda. They're saying that he's such a great recruiter at the safety position, man. And like I say, I mean, I'm still not sold on Garvin Hall, Amari Carter. I think Bubba Bolden was probably the best safety since, those other guys, Red Ryan and them left.
Bubba Bolden, he made a wise decision to come.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. And I'm hearing also about T. Rob, man, that's been trying to negotiate, man, as being a defensive backs coach your boy from South Carolina, man, that was let go when they let go of Muschamp, man. So they're saying that he's asking for too much money, man. Me and JR was on Facebook yesterday.
Look, he about to put one of them DBs in the first round this year out of South Carolina.
Look what he was doing when he was over at Florida. Look at all of the defensive backs he recruited for Florida. It's like, get him down there. Me and JR was talking yesterday, man. I'm telling JR, like, man, they need to give him what he want and give him Blake Baker's salary. I mean, I'm like, man, come on, bro. Like, I still don't understand, man. I still don't understand, how this man still has the job. I don't, man. I don't understand, man. Here it is, a defense man ranked this year, man. Scoring defense 51st, total defense 67. How the hell did this man still have a job, man? It's going to be the same thing like you said before. It's going to be that Golden and D'Onofrio connection, man. He's playing friends. This man should not steal.
D'Onofrio, Jed Fish is the head coach of the University of Arizona. You know that, right? Just got the job.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Jed Fish. All of y'all remember Jed Fish. And I used to talk shit about Jed Fish. But Jed Fish wasn't a problem when he was with us. Offense actually was pretty defense. It was the defense that was terrible. Because you brought up D'Onofrio. You remember that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jed Fish got the hell out of Dodge real quick when he saw Al Golden wasn't going to fix the shit with D'Onofrio. He said, I'm going back to the NFL. And he took an assistant job up in Seattle. Now he's the head coach at the University of Arizona. You know, we got to have a culture structure change with us where the homeboy look out and the homeboy hook up. I get it, but goddamn, we got to be better at it. Because, look, Nick Saban does it all the time. But his homeboys come there like, Nick Saban tell them off the rip. No, you ain't. You know you can't fuck this up.
You're right.
We get the homeboy hook up to people at the U, and they feel like, we got free reign.
Right.
Hell no. You know what I'm saying? So that starts with the head coach. So Manny, you giving your boy Blake Baker another shot. What we gonna do with it?
What we gonna do with it? And that's my thing, man. Like, they finna, and it brings me to a question that Larry Frank asked on Facebook. JR, I think you seen this question too, you and Jeffrey. He asked that if we were to bring in different positional coaches, would that probably make Baker? And I know, I don't know if I'm asking it the exact same way that Larry Frank, when he come on, I'm gonna ask him to ask the question. So I want to make sure I'm trying to get it right. But he said that if we brought in like different positional coaches, would it make Blake Baker be a better coordinator, or would it take some of the light off of Blake Baker and make the defense look better with different positional coaches coming in? I'm like, I don't think so, because the scheme gonna still be the same. And I'm still seeing, stuff like lining up out of position, guys missing tackles. I just don't see it. I don't see, even if you brought in good coaches, if we're still running the same scheme, I don't think it's going to get any better up underneath Blake Baker.
Can we get rid of the scheme as far as with the striker position? Because the shit don't work well.
What, you want to go back to a regular 4-3?
You goddamn right. Go back to it. I would really love to have this conversation with Ed Reed. Just from him observing and what he's seeing. Not from a personnel. I'm just from the whole scope of things. I would love to have this conversation with Ed Reed and say, what do you think about what needs to change with the defense? Is it scheme? Is it personnel? Or is it the leadership from the coaching end?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And only you can get that answer from Ed Reed off the record. And you know what I mean? And I met Ed Reed before, but I would love to ask him that at this moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now, like, Ed, keep it real, keep it 100.
Right.
Because I know during that bowl game, he had the look in his eye like, what the fuck is this shit?
What's going on? What's going on? I mean, getting gassed.
But I tell you this, even though Blake, not Blake Baker, but even though Bubba Bolden, he was in my doghouse all year. That is a big move for him to come back for us. That gives us leadership. and seniority in that defensive backfield. You feel me? That was big. That was big. And you know, hell, he about 32 now. Well, he be 33 next. Hey,
him and De'Aaron King about the same age, ain't
he a seasoned veteran now.
Him and De'Aaron King about the same age, ain't they, bro?
De'Aaron King will be 40 years old by the time he got there leave.
All right.
What a Lafayette Cole. Shout out to my dog, part of my crew. You shout your people out all the time, but my guy done stuck on in. I gotta shout him out real quick. What up, La? Holla at your boy, man.
What did he say? Making coaches and players accountable. Leadership at the coaching position, making coaches. Hey, I totally agree with that, man. Lafayette. J.R. Hayes. What you say, J.R.? Can't blame Brevin, but that one hurt. Wonder what he could do in a full season if injury free. I totally agree. That's why I say I wanted him to come back, man, one more year, man.
He didn't get to maximize his time at Miami. I really feel that way. On that, JR. And I'm going to take the next one because what I don't agree with is this Jeffrey O'Neal talking about Deshaun Watson being a fool if he go to the Falcons. Come on. Come on, Jeffrey O'Neal. I want you, Jeffrey O'Neal. I hope you're still listening. I hope you're still watching. I want you to come sit on the couch right next to me and D because you ain't in the playoffs, bro. You're sitting at home.
That was so crazy, man, when they lost, man. I'm sitting there dying laughing. I'm like, man, they got blowed, boy. They got and I told Cuban Kane, y'all, I don't care, man, what you did to us. You wasn't going to beat Buffalo. I told them they wasn't going to beat Buffalo. But Buffalo, man, like I said, I still think that Buffalo is the most complete team over in the AFC, but I think that one game is coming to where Josh Allen is he's gonna have
to wait tomorrow. I watched Allen shit the bed.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's coming though, E.
Tomorrow at 1:00, we gonna see.
I think it's coming, E. For some reason, I think that one game he do that's gonna. I'm like, man, like, but I'm picking Buffalo. If they win tomorrow, I'm picking them.
Practice this week,
huh?
We'll get back on the Canes 1 second. In practice this week, they were in practice dancing around the hammer, can't touch it. Real loose, everything. My boy from South Carolina State, Darius Leonard, the linebacker for the Colts, put it on his Twitter. And I'm sick of this shit.
Here come Larry Frank with our you take for the week, E. Graham. I'm bringing him on in, man. It's the one and only. It's our guy, my guy, your guy, E. Gray. It's our boy, Mr. Larry Frank Jr. Larry Frank, talk to us. What's going on, big dog? Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, Brother Devin, Brother E. Happy New Year to you,
my brother? Happy New Year.
Larry Frank, man, what's going on, man? Hey, I want you to clarify something for me real quick, man, on that question you asked on Facebook about Blake Baker before you go into your take, man. What was that question you asked about the positional coaches? If we got positional coaches with it, like kind of with dealing with Blake Baker, what did you ask?
Basically, I was trying to see if there was any correlation between the development of the players and the coaching scheme, because you could run that 4-2-5 striker stuff, and if the players aren't developed and they're not, just being coached up, it really, honestly, you could have a good scheme and a good defensive coordinator, in my opinion. But if you don't have the right position coaches, could that be part of the problem? And if so, how big of a problem is it? And basically what I was trying to find out and what I was trying to gauge on Facebook was if we get better position coaches that can coach these kids up and make them better, make their fundamentals better, coverage skills better, get your head turned around on the swivel, would that make a difference? Or how much of a difference? You know what, I guess I should say, how much of a difference would it make? Because it would make a difference. Because how many times have we seen Blades with his, he was in position, but he didn't get his head turned on the swivel. And then receiver catches the ball, and if he'd have just turned around and looked for the ball, he could have batted it down and maybe made a play on it. So would better position coaches coaching these kids up actually have any bearing on their performance, which in turn could probably help the overall outcome of the defense, period.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. Let me say this. The thing about it, when I looked at, we've been trying to run this 4-2-5 striker thing for what? Since Manny's been there, right? Right, Larry?
Right.
All right. Do you know who runs that similar defense in the NFL? I'm going to tell you.
Not offhand. Okay.
Back when they had the personnel, they still try to run it from time to time, but when they had the personnel, it's Seattle.
I was starting to think it could have been them. Yeah, I was thinking it could have been them.
It was Seattle. Reason why I know that so very well, because fortunately and unfortunately, I am a Falcons fan, and of course, Dan Quinn came from Seattle. And all the 4-2-5 is a 4-3, but like you say, you run the striker position where you shift in a lesser size linebacker from a safety, and you moving them up and down, you kind of freelancing them. But the thing about it, we ain't had no damn Earl Thomas. That's what Seattle did with Earl Thomas back when they had the Legion of Boom. And I watched it with Atlanta when I'm trying to run the same thing, man. And it just didn't work. So I just asked a question like, with what Manny's trying to do we have the personnel to even do it? And you made my point when you said like, oh, boy was in position, but he couldn't get his head around, couldn't move around. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, if we don't have the certain type of personnel, it's easy to switch out of that 4-2-5, which is basically a 4-3. If you don't have the switch back to the 4-3. That's it. Hell, we were short on linebackers any goddamn way.
The thing about it is we don't have the personnel, but we're starting to get the personnel. We're starting to get them. The James Williams, and see what Avante is going to do. You're starting to get them, and that's why this coaching hire is going to be key, because you got to get somebody that's a fire recruiter. You got to get somebody that's a fire recruiter, because at the end of the day, you have to be able to get a grouping of kids in here year after year. You don't have to get them all, but you have to get at least in that secondary, at least if you got 4 or 5 top-notch DBs coming out of high school each year in Florida, you need to try to knock down at least 2 to 3 minimum each year and keep that rotation going and build your depth. That's what everybody else does at all positions.
Shout out to you. I'm going to cut you off, Larry Frank, but shout out to you. I want to give you a shout out. Because I saw on Facebook, where you, the kid, you can tell us more. I want you to tell us more about him. But the kid, I think he's a wide receiver out of Louisiana. And who was it? Ed Reed came out and said, "We need you." And I saw what you said. You in his ear and talked to his daddy and everything. Talk to us more about that kid, man. Because I ain't gonna lie, that got me excited when I saw that on your face. I saw it.
Yeah. We got to do what we got to do. And like I said, if you can have, let me get out the way because these dogs is barking. If you can have Jake Garcia basically step up and recruit, what's sad, in my opinion, is you got players that are putting forth an effort that a lot of the coaches aren't. Because, and I'm not saying all of them aren't, but I just don't believe they're going all in their recruiting efforts. Well, Rumph wasn't doing it. I mean, Garcia tried. He tried with Tristan Lee. And, you know, I look at guys like Asante Samuel Jr., Patrick Surtain Jr. You know?
Oh, yes.
he got some credit for getting some of the kids in that he got. But if you'd have had the right cornerbacks coach, a.k.a. a T-Rob or a Corey Raymond, these kids would have been here. Bottom line. You look at case point, Corey Raymond, for instance. I don't have to even detail the cornerbacks and the safeties at LSU. LSU is DBU. I mean, I hate to say it, but they are DBU. Look at what they put into the league, and look, Derek Stingley was a freshman last year, and Derek Stingley pretty much is a lockdown to be a first-round pick already. Yep. All he has to do is stay healthy, play, and get his stock up to see where he's going in the first round.
Yep.
And you can go all the way back to guys like Tyrann Mathieu. How about Patrick Peterson? Another Miami product. Patrick Peterson. How about that? And that kills me.
Oh, hey, hold on, Larry Frank. Do you remember the year that Patrick Peterson was choosing between us and LSU? And LSU got Patrick Peterson, of course. And who was that we got? Do you remember?
That was so long ago. That was, Lord, early 2010 or the late part of the first decade of the 2000s, early 2010s, maybe.
Like
that was a while back. Who was it?
Some shit like that. 08, 09, something like that.
Yeah. But
I was hoping you would remember because I remember we were in line for both of them, and all I knew, Patrick Peterson, Miami guy, he coming, and goddamn it, he left. Because matter of fact, who our coach was, it was before the Al Folden era. It was our guy, Randy Shannon. Randy Shannon, yeah. Randy Shannon was the coach, and I was shocked because they said Patrick was a shoo-in.
But you got to look at where Miami was at that time.
Huh?
You got to look at where Miami was at that time. I mean, LSU was fresh off of that 2007 national championship. Mm-hmm. And they were building that class en route to that championship appearance in 2011 versus Alabama that they lost. So LSU was on the come up. LSU was on the come up. And, you could I'm glad you brought that up because that is a prime example of why these position coaching hires need to be home runs. Because if you don't have the right guy back there to recruit, if you're missing out, all these kids, you're going to still lose some to the top-notch programs. That's going to happen. There's nothing you can do about that. Matter of fact, today, I passed through a meet, hometown of Devontae Smith. When I passed through there, I just thought about it. I said, I know the LSU people got to be sick because a meet is only about maybe an hour, not even an hour from Baton Rouge. Dang. But you're going to lose one every now and then everywhere. Every state is – Every kid, every stud in Ohio is not going to Ohio State. Every stud in Texas is not going to UT or A&M. Every stud in Florida ain't going to one of the big three. Yeah. So at the end of the day, you're not going to get every stud. But when you have the talent pool of players per capita in Florida, Florida is loaded. It's okay to not get every stud as long as you're getting some of them. But here's the kicker. You got to have the right guy in position to make sure you get a high percentage of those quality players. And for years, you couldn't do that. Now, you're starting to kind of triculate back to getting some good players. I mean, 2 good classes in a row. I mean, it's something to be positive about. But Absolutely. How fast can you lose momentum? How fast can you lose momentum if you don't hit a home run on these hires? That's why this coaching hire, these position hires on defense, I think is going to ultimately make or break Manny's future. Because keep in mind, next year is a contract year for Manny. So Manny ain't just doing this. Yeah, Manny ain't just doing this for the sake of the program and try to make the fans happy. Manny needs to make it happen for his own personal interests.
Shit, I'm on the board, Larry Frank. I'm on my own personal board. God damn it, look, his contract up, shit.
Hey, man, look, let me tell you something. If he takes the same approach that he had last year after the Independence Bowl, when he fired Enos pretty much right then and there, I think the fans would really be more supportive. The thing about it is, he ain't even hiding that he wants Blake Baker to succeed. Now, I'm hoping maybe it is, Rump and Banda, the guys that have left. Maybe they are.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. As much as we've, really called Blake Baker out, I will eat crow. I will literally eat crow and be like, you know what, Blake? My bad. If you get the right guys up in here and that 4-2-5 striker stuff works, and you can win ball games and not give up big chunks of points, come on, man. The last 2 games, you gave up 99 points and 1,100 yards. So if you can get the right guys up in here that can coach these kids up, and you can still run whatever defense you're running, and we can be effective and not give up those types of games, the yards per game, and actually win the ball games, guess what? I take everything back I say about Blake Baker. I just want a coach in here that's going to make it happen. But as of right now, until Blake Baker can prove it, I don't believe he can.
Me neither.
So go ahead, D. I know you got it on your mind.
Listen, you see me, man. No. I'm with you.
You're too quiet, dog.
No. I'm listening to both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm listening because you know how I feel about Blake Baker, Larry Frank. Yeah. You already know. I want all of our coaches to succeed, but like I said, there's nothing that he showed me here the last 2 years that make me think it's going to be any different. I mean, we're hiring new coaches at the skill positions. Will that help? I think it'll help Larry Frank, but I just can't see him putting us over the hump. And I think his scheme is still gonna hold us back.
Well, I'm sorry, fellas, but who the fuck is the wide receiver coach?
Rob Likens.
Yeah, he beat me to it.
Is that motherfucker?
Yeah, he's still on the staff.
Because my only thing is, him and Red Lashley got to work together, and somebody got to say, well, these 2-3 summer bitches can't catch. Okay? I shouldn't have to tell you this. I got these young bucks that's hungry and ready. Somebody got to do something about that.
Larry Frank, quick question. I got one for you. I got one for both of y'all. Who would you rather see at the defensive backs coach now? Would you rather them bring in T-Rob, or would you rather them bring or promote DeMarcus Van Dyke up the defensive backs coach? Because I'm hearing both of them are great recruiters, or we know T-Rod is a great recruiter.
DVD.
You know what I'm saying?
DVD.
So yeah, I like DeMarcus, man. He played my Raiders for like 2 years, but who would y'all rather see?
Shit either.
I don't have a problem with DVD if he's the only option. The only issue I have with DVD is how do we know he can do it?
Right.
Yeah, he played the position in college. He played the position in the pros. He's a great recruiter. Hey, everything looks nice, but it's getting to a point where I'm tired of guys that got to come to Miami to learn on the job. Like, come on, man. This is we Miami in Florida or Miami of Ohio? Because that's what it's starting to look like. We, like the MAC conference.
That's cold, but it's true.
I'm just being 100. I'm just being 100, because it's like, this is the type of stuff I could see at Miami of Ohio. Mm-hmm. If it comes down to those two, I mean, come on, man. The resume speaks for itself. T-Rob, you saw the guys he developed, Vernon Hargraves and them guys out of Florida. Mm-hmm. And he's got one coming out of South Carolina this year. And here's the kicker. Let's just go ahead and get into it. I think he wants to be at Miami because Auburn has pretty much already put that $1 million contract on the table, a $1 million salary on the table, to just have him as a cornerbacks coach. But he wants to be DB coach. He wants all the smoke in the secondary. He wants safeties and corners, plus defensive coordinator. And that's what I say. You got somebody that's putting their name in the hat that wants all the smoke. They say, you know what? I got this. And he's got a track record of doing it, and he wants to be at Miami. What's the problem? You telling me you can't scrap up $1 million? If you don't even have to outdo, if you match Auburn's offer, give him $1 million and those responsibilities that he's asking for, he's going to be inked up. And I'm going to tell you something. They better hurry up and do it because I got news for you. LSU is about to come knocking, and I'm going to tell you why. Because LSU Orgeron interviewed Marcus Freeman, D.C. from Cincinnati today. He turned down the job because he's taking the D.C. job at Notre Dame. At the end of the day, if they promote Corey Raymond, it's all good. But Steve Sarkisian at Texas wants Corey Raymond. He's coming for Corey Raymond. And if he gets Corey Raymond and promotes him, LSU is going to need a quarterback coach. And I heard on local radio this week say it itself. He narrowed his short list of guys that he would like to bring in if they lose Corey, and he named T-Rob. So Manny better get off his hands. He better make a decision, and he better make one quick, because if it goes down like I think it will, with Sarkisian coming for Corey Raymond, and Corey will take that D.C. job because, hey, man, he's got a proven track record, just like we just spoke about moments ago. All those DBs you done developed over the years, and guess what? You ain't good enough to even get offered at LSU? Well, guess what? If Sarkisian's going to come knocking on your door, and guess what? He firsthand had to deal with your DBs because he was the offense coordinator at Alabama. So guess what?
Well, one thing with Sarkisian, Larry Frank, he gonna and the reason why it's so promising with a guy like Sarkisian, he gonna give people on the defense free reign because he don't give a shit about the defense. All he cares about is the offense. But if he believes in you, like you just say, he had to deal with him. He gonna say, "Well, shit, if I believe in you, hey, bro, what you want? What do you want? I'll give it to you. What do you want?" So you're right. That is dangerous. That is terrible.
That's dangerous.
He gotta do something.
Make a move and make one quick. This is what I would do. This is my scenario right here. This is what I'm hoping happens. It's a long shot, but this is what I hope will happen. Your boy T-Rob is basically, he would be a co-DC. He's basically done said that. I've seen articles and I've read different stuff where he said he's okay to being a co-defensive coordinator. He doesn't have to have the lead job. So guess what? If you want to keep Blake Baker in that capacity, hey, cool. Keep him in that capacity. You had him co-DC with Banda garbage ass.
Right.
Go ahead on and bring in T-Rob. Let them be co-DCs and let T-Rob clean up this mess.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, what I would do, because everybody, listen, when you're a position coach, you become a position coach because eventually you want to become a head coach down the line. So as a position coach, you're trying to work your way up to get consideration to be a coordinator. When you become a coordinator, you want to be a head coach. So at the end of the day, T-Rob is ultimately doing this to become a head coach in due time. All right, you know what? Go ahead on and let T-Rob come in, give him the job, give him the DB coach and co-defensive coordinator if you want to keep Blake Baker. And guess what? Take DVD, Van Dyke, and why not have him groomed under T-Rob while he's there? He's already on staff. Teach him the ropes. Let him learn. And that way, in 2-3 years, if a Power 5 job comes calling and T-Rob leaves, guess what? You got a guy right there in DVD that can take over and you won't miss a beat. That's how I would do it if I'm Manny, if you want to do it there.
Because you know what? They kept saying, remember, even leading up to the bowl game, Blake Baker got job offers to be a head coach somewhere. I didn't believe it. And it probably was a small school, probably was a damn a D2 school. Who knows? I don't know. But what I'm saying is, if the
he could go coach the YMCA squad for all I care.
Well, look at him. But what I'm saying is, if it's starting to shine on that note when the motherfucker ain't did nothing, then who knows? I agree with you. Shifted in position that if we start getting things right on defense, then if Blake Baker gets that false little job offer, not say false job offer, but whatever, good riddance, goodbye. We can shift in, you know what I mean? Maybe the right person. But then again, it goes back to what I said. Maybe it was Banda. Maybe Banda and company was the problem. I don't know. Maybe it was Banda. And it's the only thing I can say. I had people text messaging me and Facebook messaging me, talking about the whole thing with Banda and Banda leaving. And I'm like, maybe it was Banda. I don't know.
Here's what you got to look at. If you go back over the body of work the last two seasons, what were the two best defensive games Miami had the last 2 years?
Florida State.
Because guess what? They got chunks of yardage. We just clamped down in the red zone.
On the first drive against Florida State.
They clamped down at the end. They did.
Yep.
But the two best games Miami had defensively the last 2 years were Duke this past season, and Central Michigan last season. Those were your two best defensive games. Now, Florida State I'll include them as 3 best games because they did give up 10 in that Florida State victory. But you gave up a goose egg. Well, you didn't give up a goose egg because you didn't give up nothing. You had a goose egg with Duke, and Central Michigan was what, like 5 points? What was that, like a 6-5 game, 7-5 game, something like that?
It was something like that.
Yeah, it was like a field goal in the state.
It was under 10. It was single digits.
Right. So at the end of the day, every other game that they've had over the last 2 seasons, and even if you gave up 10, 13, 14 points or whatever, a lot of those games the defense clamped down when they had to, but they were getting gashed at some point. So I'm going to challenge everybody, and I'm not taking up for Blake Baker because I can't stand him, but I'm just going to be 100 here. I'm trying to be objective. I'm trying to be fair. Go look at various games, and instead of looking at the scheme, look at what the players are doing. Because a lot was told in that bowl game last week. You're not lining up. You're not lining up right. You're not covering this person. Such and such is wide open. That's not necessarily all on the defensive coordinator. All the defensive coordinator does is he calls the plays, he coaches the scheme, he tells you what you have to do, and they're just running reps.
Those are position coaches. You're absolutely correct.
But hold on, though, Larry Frank, though. But my question would be, though, I think it is part the defensive coordinator, too, because if you're going by watching the tape, these were mistakes that we were making damn near every game. At some point, you got to correct that, though, right? It's your defense, right?
And that is correct because in that regard, what you have to do as a defensive coordinator is your job to get on your position coaches to say, hey, look, why is Blaze not turning his head around? You need to get him to tighten up on that. So
there you go.
That's where you can go ahead and put blame where it needs to be with him. But if you want to do it in an orderly fashion, in numeric fashion, however you want to put it, you got to start with the position coaches. Now, we know it was no secret that the cornerbacks were not good. And, look, we all love Mike Rump. Hey, man, he's a Cane for life. But it just wasn't happening. That's a definite. Banda's a definite. So that's why I'm saying, if you get the right position coaches here and they coach these kids up, we got talented kids at those positions. If they get coached up and perform better, could that make a difference? And that's why Manny has to hit a home run with this hire. Listen, D-line, I'm not really worried about it. Even though you got Todd Stroud with the health issue or whatever, I'm not worried about D-line. Reason why, we just picked up DeAndre Johnson out the portal. We're going to be good on D-line.
What's your thoughts on him? What's your thoughts on the transfer from Tennessee? What do you think about him?
I think it's a perfect change in for losing Roche, because I was hoping Roche would have been that upperclassman to come back to play with Williams on the other end and Taylor and Silvera in the middle. But now you don't have Roche. You pretty much can just go ahead and plug in DeAndre Johnson. Right. I think it was a blessing. I ain't gonna lie. I wish Roche would have stayed and we still pick up DeAndre Johnson. Now you got 2 studs on the ends, and you got the young gun Taylor in the middle with Nesta, and then you got Chance that you can kind of rotate. But guess what? In a way, it is what it is. You're not going to get good unless you get reps. So guess what? Chance Williams, get your mind right. It's time. But
it's time.
I love it because you got to have those upperclassmen. Let me tell you something. I was looking on Facebook this week, and a lot of people were bashing Manny because they say he can only get guys out the portal. That's the only guys that he really can do stuff with. People forget Joe Burrow won a national championship for LSU, and he came out the portal.
Out the portal.
Out the portal. And look, that could have been us getting torched because it was LSU and North Carolina. Those were the 2 schools that were courting Joe Burrow when he left Ohio State. The Justin Fields thing. Hey, Kirby messed up. He wanted Jake Fromm. All right, cool. Guess what? Fields went to Ohio State. They about to play in the national championship with a quarterback that came out the portal. So people need to really chill with that Manny can't do nothing unless he get players out the portal, because guess what? Everybody's looking for impact players out the portal.
But hold on, Larry, not to cut you off, but I gotta you forgot one of your points that you made before though. Manny got to be able to coach this talent up that he have at the school too. You made a point about that on Facebook. He got to be able to coach the players up that he has on his roster, like you said.
What you have to do is a combination. The perfect concoction, the perfect formula is this. If you could get some studs out the portal, upperclassmen, senior leadership and all of that, you get them. And at the same time, you get the right guys and you coach up the young guns and let the young guns learn from the veterans. And guess what? Those young guns then become those veterans in 2 or 3 years for the next batch that comes in. I don't know why why Manny and company can't figure it out. We just some guys, just talking football. We could figure it out. Why is it that Manny can't figure it out? What does Nick Saban do? Nick Saban, like I say, you look at the coaching turnover. If you want to resurrect your career as a coach, you become an analyst at Alabama. Charlie Strong is over there right now. I didn't even know Charlie Strong was a defensive analyst. I heard that on ESPN one night. They were just detailing Alabama and everything going into this game, and they were talking about how they got Charlie Strong up in the booth somewhere. I didn't even know he was there.
That's that Nick Saban, Bill Belichick type stuff.
Yes.
That's what he does.
Rehab your career. And look at what it's done. I mean, you got Lane at Ole Miss. Lane is and look, Lane was a clown. When Lane was at Tennessee and at USC, he was a clown. Lane, now he's still Lane because
with my Raiders too.
Oh yeah, man, yeah, with your Raiders, bro.
Right.
Hey, bro, if Ole Miss ever got to play Georgia Tech, you need to find a way to sneak up in there and just smack the fuck out of him for what he did to your Raiders.
Right, boy, didn't he?
He was wrong for that.
He wrong.
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. It's like I would rather, listen. This is 2021. If anything, people are talking about go get Charlie Strong or go get Will Muschamp. If anything, that debacle at LSU last year was a prime example of why you don't get guys that were previously good defensive coordinators. People forget that these premier names, they did what they did back in the early to mid 2000s. The game has changed. So guess what? Why would you go get a guy who is, further along in age, sitting on a 8-figure buyout, instead of getting somebody that's hungry, that wants to be the next hot hire or whatever?
The next Red Lashley.
There you go. Now I'm gonna tell you this. Keep your eyes. I don't think he's gonna do nothing this season, but keep your eyes on Tom Herman. Tom Herman. Don't be surprised if Tom Herman don't go to Alabama, because Tom Herman had a lot of love when he was the offensive coordinator at Ohio State, and he did some nice things at Texas Tech, and Texas is just a tough place to coach at. So don't be surprised if Tom Herman don't go to Alabama. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm just going to be 100 here. Forgive me if I'm wrong. If he would have sit out next year, wind up going to Alabama for a year or two, and at the end of time, Manny don't cut it, and you need a coach, can I put my bid in 4 years early or 3 years early for the next head coach? I would go with Tom Herman if he goes to Alabama and learns under Saban.
Strong word.
That's hypothetical. That's hypothetical. That's hypothetical. Another thing I want to touch on right quick. I don't want to hog it up, but
no. You good. You good.
All right. Back to the D-line. I don't think they've made a play, but I really believe, why not give Jess Simpson a call? Bring him back. He's right there. He's with Atlanta. He ain't doing nothing. Probably ain't going to be retained. Bring him back.
Hell no, he ain't going to retain. Shit, everybody got to go. You know better than that, Larry. Everybody got to go.
They cleaning house. It ain't even spring yet, and they cleaning house.
I'm driving down to Atlanta tomorrow, on Monday, and sitting down with Arthur Blank and Rich McKay, and we'd say, shit, everybody got to go. Turn in your keys.
What?
Everybody got to go. So yes, he is one
fellas,
that has to go. Absolutely.
Think about it though. In the last couple of years, if you go back to 2017, in the last couple of years, the combination of players that from the portal and players that were signed here on the D line: Gerald Willis, Jonathan Garvin, Joe Jackson, on the Rousseau, Roche, Jalen Phillips. In the future, you're going to have Leonard Taylor. Nesta, I think, is going to do something. And now, even though he played a couple of years at Tennessee, Johnson, I think, is going to do the same thing like the other transfer guys did. These guys are having solid careers in college, and they're getting drafted. They're going into the pros. That's why I'm not too worried about the D-line position, but if you could get a stable guy in here, that's a recruiting tool to keep those D-line guys coming in. Because in recent times, you've had some pretty good D-line, and here's the thing. This is what a lot of people don't realize. You got 4 stages of football players: bad, good, great, and elite. We've been winning ball games with just a lot of good players. We need to get the coaching in here and the coaching staff and the right guys to turn these good players into elite players.
Mm-hmm. Larry, what's my man with Cleveland right now? This balling that played with us, man.
Cedric Redwine. Cedric Redwine. Redwine?
Yeah.
Cedric Redwine, the safety.
Hell no. I'm talking about the linebacker, defensive end.
Defensive end?
Yeah. Man. He was with the Giants, and then they traded, and he got caught up in that.
Oh, you talking about Olivier Vernon? Olivier Vernon.
Yeah, Olivier Vernon.
I didn't even know he was with Cleveland. I thought he was still with the Giants.
This riddle. Was he a part of the Al Golden era?
I think he was.
Or was he Randy Shannon end of era?
I think that was.
No. He was with Randy
Shannon.
It was Randy Shannon. Oh, I thought he was with the Al Golden.
I believe.
He was Randy Shannon era, but he played up under Al Golden. He got drafted in the Al Golden era.
Oh, okay.
He was. Yeah, that was Randy's recruit.
Okay.
That was Randy's recruit. Randy brought him in.
So. That man, they balling, man. I watched them. Like you just, sometimes, I mean, I have a stubbornness to watch Hurricane players. Sometimes,
Cuban Kane said it was Randy Shannon. Lafayette Coldham said it was Randy Shannon area.
Yeah, he's a Giants fan, so he know. But
right,
just looking at him, man, good God. I mean, he's a workhorse, man.
But just look at what he is now, because he was okay at Miami. He was okay, but it's like he got developed when he went to the pros. What's that? Hey, well, I got you on there, Frank, man. We got our last topic of the night. I want to keep you on before we get out of here tonight. This is going to be our last topic. Sensitive, underperforming players. Sensitive, underperforming players on Twitter crying about fans talking about them. What do you think about that? Mark Pope. Sensitive, underperforming players. Drop passes, Mark Pope. We got D. Wiggins. A lot of them crying on Twitter, mad because a lot of the guys and the fans were going at them about the drops that we had. What do you think about these guys getting on social media crying, brother? What's your thoughts?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you like this. It's a reason why Nick Saban has a no social media policy during football season. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, this is after the football season, but guess what? The season's done. See if you can go back and dig up the last time, not during the season, but see if you can dig up the last time any Alabama player or even a Clemson player from any player from the premier schools actually got into a war of words with just fans over social media. Let me tell you something. You don't need to be getting – if you could catch all of the comments on Twitter, you should be able to catch passes, ho. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
And I'm like this.
That, bro.
6, 8, get your ass up out of here. Bye. Leave. We don't want you. We don't need you. And I hope one of them is listening to Utah. And guess what? At the end of the day,
I hope so too, bro. I hope so too.
And look, George Diaz, Cuban Kane, everybody if any of y'all got anybody that might know these people, please send them the link to this show at this very timestamp and let them know that Larry Frank Jr. himself said, like Martin, in the great words of Martin Lawrence, get the step.
Get the step.
Straight up. Because at the end of the day, enough is enough, man. Hey, look, real talk, all jokes aside, if you're going to put that kind of energy into Twitter and social media and not into your craft, and I put it up earlier on Facebook like a week or so ago. These guys were number 1 and 2 in the ACC in percentage of drops.
Yep.
They led. They were the top 2 in drops in the ACC.
Hold on, no, I don't think they heard you. Say it one more time, Larry Frank.
In the immortal words of Martin, a.k.a. Shanae, a.k.a. Jerome, a.k.a. Darnay, I'm talking everybody, every character. Number 8, number 6, get to stepping.
Mm-hmm.
I said that.
I second it.
Yes, you can go. Get out of here. Go, like I say, go to Miami of Ohio and drop passes. Go play for that Miami. We don't want you. And at the end of the day, yeah, I might be wrong it might be harsh what I'm saying, but at the end of the day, you're upperclassmen. What kind of example does that set for the younger guys to see all these drop passes? And at the end of the day, you on Twitter? Yes, sir.
Larry Frank, you done said enough, because I was going to revert back to saying something that we all talked about a while back. We remember when before the Super Bowl, what was that the other year, when they had the Miami Hurricane round table with, the former players and Reggie Wayne and Ed Reed and Ray Lewis and all them, and they were talking about
I watched it a week ago. Yeah.
Reggie Wayne. You remember Reggie Wayne said, man, I remember I was hurt and I wouldn't walk with a limp. He said I bit my lip and tried to not walk off with a limp because I knew if I came
Andre Johnson was behind me,
I wouldn't get back on that field. Andre Johnson was right behind me.
Andre Johnson was behind me. And
He said, I knew if I got off as an injured player and Andre Johnson got on the field, I wouldn't get back.
I wouldn't see the field again. That's right. That's right.
Again. But yet,
and you know what?
But yet, you got these players like number 8 and number 6. They just drop passes repeatedly. And you got freshman wide receivers on the sideline like, God damn, coach, I'm worried, can I get a chance? You giving these boys passes like that, they could drop multiple?
Listen, in the bowl game, all them drop passes over the season, and in the bowl game, all them drop passes. But if Keyshawn Smith gets a toe down in the end zone, he gets a touchdown, which would be one of the factors in a decisive victory.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, guess what? If I'm Keyshawn Smith, guess what? I'm coming for your head in the spring. Straight up. Upperclassman or not, I'm coming for your head. But at the same time, if I'm Rob Likens, it's going to be open competition.
Open.
If I'm Manny, guess what? I'm letting them know. If I'm Rhett, I'm letting them know, like, look, everybody's spot is up for grabs right now. We're going to see who wants it. That's what's lacking right now with this team.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, we lost Brevin. And, I know there's a whole lot that we had to cover, but Brevin's gone. But at the end of the day, Mallory going to shine. Mallory going to be all right. And between Brantley and Arroyo, I know Brantley didn't start right now. He put his enrollment off until later. But either which way, Miami is tight end you, so we ain't got nothing to worry about that. That's just going to be another great tight end that's going to come in young. Mallory's going to take the torch. He going to hold it down for this year, and then the next guys are going to come in. We're going to keep that train rolling, so don't even sweat that. And as far as Nkosi, I just want to touch upon this. As far as Nkosi, hey, man, I ain't mad at him at all because at the end of the day, he stood with Miami through so much ridicule, so much disrespect, and he stayed there. And guess what? You can't blame him for the loss. You blame them damn butterfinger-ass receivers that he was throwing to that couldn't catch nothing.
Yep.
At the end of the day, he almost came in and got us a victory. And you know what? I wish that young brother well, and I hope he does what he has to do.
Yep.
Where he's going, did he give any indication of where he's going?
I haven't heard anything yet. You, E?
He going there. It's a school called Benedict College right here in Columbia, South Carolina.
Man, shut up.
I wish the kid well.
I'm going to tell you something. It would not surprise me. I don't know, because I know Milton transferred from Central Florida to Florida State. But it would not surprise me if he didn't go to Central Florida, only because that's a little bit closer to his home over there.
Larry Frank, I'm gonna cut you off. I can tell you this. I tell you this right now, and this might be biased. I live in Columbia, South Carolina, as you all know. Most of y'all know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
University of South Carolina, they the biggest school in the state. You know, yeah, Clemson's here. You know, Clemson's way better in all of it. But the thing about South Carolina, they don't like black quarterback. But if they had a N'Kosi Perry as they starting quarterback, with some of the weapons they got, he would fit right in. But they'll never want to hear that. And he would never transfer here because they would never let him here. Now, I'll tell you this. Do you know who the head coach of University of South Carolina is now? Shane Beamer. Frank Beamer's son.
Yeah, Frank's son. Yeah.
Now, he would be open to something like that. He would be.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen. When Shane was what, a teenager or a kid or whatever he was, I mean, your pops coached Michael Vick, so I mean, guess what? Why not? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That wouldn't be a bad bad look for him.
If I was Shane Beamer, I would be all over N'Kosi Perry in the transport portal 1 year, and like their coach Lafayette. You know I'm telling the truth, brother. You know I'm telling the truth, man. That would be a good look with University of South Carolina. He'd be a star right now, University of South Carolina. I'm telling you.
I just hope he doesn't go to another ACC coastal school. Because if he would, that wouldn't be good for us. Well, you know it ain't gonna be North Carolina. Like I said, I don't really know what's happening with NC State. But like a school like Duke or something like that, I wouldn't want to see him.
He's not going anywhere in the ACC, bro. I can guarantee you.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping that, you know what, go to Central Florida. I mean, they in American Athletic. I mean, you can still play. That's still pretty much a fairly decent conference, and he got the arm and got a couple of playmakers. And man, just put your numbers up, man, and just do your thing, because you know you're a little bit closer to your hometown. And one last thing before I go, LSU needs a defensive coordinator. # hire Blake Baker. Blake Baker, you are more than welcome to come to LSU, dog. Marcus Freeman told him no. They need a defensive coordinator. Come on to Louisiana, man. Come home, because you know what? I'm so sorry. Man, look, I hate to say that that's a fellow Louisianian, but that dude got me ashamed to rep the boot right now. I'm serious, man. I'm serious.
You said bring him on back to Louisiana, man.
Man, come on home, man. Come on home. Listen. They need a defensive coordinator up there in Baton Rouge, man. They just got their heart broke, man. They ain't really got nobody. They just swinging and missing, bro. Hey, man, you got on the job experience. You know what I'm saying? You done coached at a Power 5 school. You know, hey, come on home, man. Come on back home, man. Yeah, it ain't but 3 hours from Louisiana Tech, where you was, you know, from that area. Come on home, man. Come to LSU.
That's what's up, man.
I go on TigerBait.com and start putting in words for him right now. Come on, dog.
Larry Frank, man. Hey, man, we appreciate it, man, like always, man. Appreciate you, brother, man, for that great take, man. Thank you, brother.
No doubt about it, man. I appreciate it. No doubt, man. I appreciate being a part of it. And like I say, man, I wish the first U Talk of the year wouldn't have had so much drama and controversy, but whether it's good or whether it's bad, it is what we do. So
it's you talk. It's what we do, brother. That's right.
That's what we do. I'm gonna enjoy this weekend. I'm gonna go ahead on, man. Cause like I say, man, doing the U Talk thing on Friday gets my weekend started. Now, y'all pray for my Steelers, man. Cause Juju done went up there and talked that mess over.
He done talk. That's why you got to bring it up. You got to bring it up.
You gonna let all these boys that lick? Like I said, them boys done caught COVID licking doorknobs and all of that. Cause they ain't players. Now they gonna come there, man. Man, pray for Pittsburgh, dog.
I'm rolling with you, though, man.
Y'all have a great, Y'all have a great weekend, man. I'll holler at y'all, man. And hey, it is what it is. So later.
All right, Larry Frank.
All right, Larry.
It's you talk, baby.
Larry Frank, man, Junior, man, with the U take, man, for the week, man. Yeah, E-Gray. I bought that up, E-Gray, man, because I don't know if you've seen it, but James Williams, the 5-star recruit that's gonna be coming this year, man. His daddy was interacting with people on Twitter, and he was saying that he was telling his son when all of that stuff was going around with guys tweeting mad because of, fans saying stuff about them catching the ball. He said he told his son, you got to take the good criticism with the bad criticism. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He said he just told him straight up. His dad is, and you need more daddies like that, E, because there was a time when we was coming up, E, man. I stopped going to high school football games, E, because I couldn't believe what I was seeing, man. I literally seen parents, it was a time even we played, you drunk out of the same water bottle. You know what I'm saying, E? You drunk out of the same Gatorade bottle. But I went to a couple of football. COVID. You know what I'm saying? No. It's different during COVID, but I'm saying you still drunk what was on the field. I didn't see parents getting out the bleachers, E, coming to bring kids water and Gatorade, bro. Like that's just something that you couldn't do, man. Like you better not take no water from your mama. You know what I'm saying, bro? You better not take no water from your mama, bringing you some water, and they got water down on the field. You can't do that, E. And I'm saying, like, man, it's just crazy, man, how these parents baby these damn kids, and that's the problem, man. But his daddy was saying some real stuff on Twitter, man. He told him, man, you're not a kid anymore, man, when you get up to the college level. You got to take the good with the bad. And that's why I brought that up, man, because he was interacting with everybody on Twitter, man. But listen, man, E-Gray, I'm going to let you get some departing words, man, before we get out of here tonight. I know I done kept you over the time, man. You told me you had something to do, man, so my bad on that. Go ahead, brother.
All good, man. I just want to say, big ups to Larry Frank Jr., always giving his best on the segments. Shout out Larry Frank. Shout out to my boy Lafayette Cole. Shout out to, looks like one of my guys, man. I'm not sure if that's my guy. I think it is because he called me LB. Not too many people know me as LB, but shout out to my boy Aaron Green for joining the show, man. He's not even a Hurricane fan. Shout out to you, Aaron Green, and shout out to my boy Mojack Snacks for joining the show briefly a little bit. But no, I just want to say this, man. I mean, maybe it was Banda. We don't know. We keep talking about Blake Baker, but maybe it was Banda. And Banda, and he took his little crew with him, DVD and all of them left. Who gives a damn? We just gonna have to see. But like I told you, D, and I told you this, and I told you and Larry and everybody that Blake Baker wasn't going nowhere. So we just gonna have to eat it and see what it do. But hopefully we get the right position coaches in that can help these boys grow. Because help these coaches grow. We do. We have a good class. So we have to bring this class in, put our arms around them, and polish them. We got a good bit of players coming back that didn't leave for the draft, that was smart enough to say, you know what, I need to come back. And then, maybe we can hit on the transfer portal like we did with the kid out from Tennessee, maybe a couple more. So I like the direction we're going. It's a wait and see process, man. We just can't throw it all, off of the bridge. And, I hate De'Aaron King got hurt. Hopefully he's ready for the fall. But at the same time, like I said at the beginning of the show, TVD, Tyler Van Dyke, Garcia, rest of the boys, it's time for them to step up and show what they got and say, you know what, I want the job, and it's going to be hard for De'Aaron King to get the job from me.
Most definitely. And we hope that De'Aaron King comes back healthy and can start the season. But like you say, competition ain't never bad. So most definitely, I agree with you 100% on that with them, brother.
Absolutely.
All right, man. So, hey, we want to thank everybody, man. Again, I always forget to tell you, man, to subscribe and comment and like the show, man. We appreciate the commentary like always, man. We want to thank everybody. Larry Frank Jr., man, for your U-Take for the week. Shout out to all the usual corporates, man. Lafayette Cole. Shout out to my boy Jamal Davis, Benny Barrett. Shout out to J.R. Hayes, Cuban Kane, Jeffrey O'Neal, man. Shout out to Aaron D. Green, man. What it do, man? We appreciate all of you guys, man, for tuning in. So me and E-Gray about to get out of here tonight, man. And we want to say thank you again, man. So I think that we'll come back on maybe in 2 weeks. I'm going to try to go every 2 weeks. And if anybody has any updated information, you can bring it to the show, man. It's a people show. That's what we do. So y'all know how we start every show. And y'all know how we end every show. It ain't no us. Without you, baby.
Yes, sir.
And we out.
Just saying.
E-Gray, just saying.
It's you talk, baby.